Hi, everybody. It's Pete Meyer, Motor Age Magazine, here with a very special guest today. You know, March is a lot of training opportunities available in March, some really good ones. And among those is the event that's put on by ASA Northwest, the Automotive Training Expo, more favoritely known or commonly known as ATE. And to tell us a little more about that is Jeff Lovell. Jeff is the Executive Director and President of ASA Northwest. Jeff, thanks for hanging out and spending a few minutes with me this morning.
Well, thanks for having me, Pete.
You know, that I've been to ATE a couple of times, and it has some commonalities with a lot of events. Of course, right now I understand you have like over 50 planned, both management and technical seminars scheduled.
Yeah, we actually have 60. So
up to 60 now.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So the website data has been updated, added some more.
Right.
That's wonderful. And of course, you have the vendors there. How many vendors do you have currently set up for the expo?
Right now we have 52 that are set up, and I still have a few booth space left, but not many.
But going fast, right? I mean,
Oh yeah,
still a little ways off. So if you're interested in participating at the exhibition there, make sure that you reach out to ASA Northwest. I will have information in the video description below there, or sometimes it's over that way or that way, but it's there. So make sure you look for that. Before we go any further, though, I'd like to know a little bit more about the history of ATE, Jeff. What can you tell us about how did ATE get started? I understand you're what now? This is your 12th year?
Yeah, this is our 12th year, and it started actually back in 1984 when Pete Hunt was the executive director. We used to do what's called a Northwest Automotive Industry Trade Show, typically known as NATE. And we noticed that in the 2000s, the trade shows, the consolidations, the market change, and our members came to us and they were saying, look, we need more training. That's the most important thing. The trade shows are fun, but we needed to make them smaller and provide more training. So we locked ourselves in a hotel for a weekend and decided that we were going to put on a training event. And the first one that we didn't even have the name of the Automotive Training Expo. We just came up with a concept. And then we went to our allied members like WorldPac and, CTI, Bolt-On Technology, Bosch, AutoZone. We went to all those guys and we brought them all together in a room and we said, nobody's competing with anybody here. What we want to do is we want to put on a training event that's going to draw in our membership and draw in the industry. So we came up with a name, we came up with a marketing, we developed a website, and it took us about 1.5 years to do that. In the first ATE that we had 12 years ago, we had 172 attendees the first year. And this last year, we had over 1,000 attendees.
Wow. And
so it's really grown. We sold it out the last 4 years. Currently, we can put about 670 into training classes. That's about how many seats that we have, and we've sold that out the last few years and just had a great success with it. Our hardest part is feeding everybody all at one time because we provide 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, and food in the trade show. So we have a lot of food to keep a no-host bar inside the expo during the evening, and that's open from 4 o'clock until 8 o'clock on Friday and Saturday evening.
Yeah, and there's always something unique about these various events around the country, and I'd say there's a couple of things that really stand out for me about ATE, Jeff. Number one, you guys just hit the ground running, right? You're on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you start right off Friday morning to ending to a full day on Sunday of training. So this is really, and the value, guys, gals, go check out the ATA website, look at the registration costs for this event. You're going to find that this is an extremely great value for what's being offered. And now Jeff just added in the food too. I mean, that's just an amazing value. I don't know how you guys can do that. I know a big part of that, though, is probably all the volunteers that you rely on to pull this event off rather than having to come up and cough up too many expenses. Tell us about the effort of the volunteers.
And it's our sponsors that also help us in the trade show. Having the expo, that helps offset the cost for the attendees. The early bird for members is $390 for a full meal deal. That
Wow.
includes all your food. That includes all the training you want to take. It's a great opportunity, and you can't find that type of training any place in the country for that price.
Yeah.
And we have about 25 volunteers that help us every year. They've helped us from the very beginning, and they're our members and our board members. And I mean, they deliver everything from books to the classes, do introductions of all the trainers, help set up the trade show, help with the keynotes. We have keynote speakers at each one of the breakfasts and lunches. So they are the ones that make it all happen. And without the volunteers, ATE wouldn't be as affordable as what it is. And then also for our committees to pick out training classes for this event, we have two different committees. We have a technical committee and we have a management committee. And with those committees, they're the ones, all the classes are submitted to them. All the management go to the management committee, all the technical go to the technical committee. And we let them pick out the classes that's important to them in their businesses, because we can't do that as an association. We can't just say, okay, we're going to have this trainer and that trainer and this trainer. What we do is we rely on the committee to tell us what they need.
Oh, that's really good. And I think, and you can comment on this too, Jeff, is that of course you were commenting earlier how quickly the registrations are going already for the event, and how the last several have sold out. I'm hearing things from other events around the country, same way, just a greater interest overall, it seems, in getting training. And to know that your committee is not just some group of guys who may have been out of the field for a while, but these are active members. And if you're not familiar with ASA organizations like ASA Northwest, these are shop owners. These are the guys that the techs are working for, and they know what their guys need. And the ones who are participating to this level are the ones who have the most, what's the word for it? They have the most interest in making sure that the event that you attend is going to meet your needs, whether you're a business owner or you're a technician or even an educator. I noticed that you have an educator summit coming up during the course of the event, right?
Yes, we have a special package for educators to come to ATE. That price has been the same for the last 12 years.
Wow.
It's $350 for any educator from any of the colleges and high schools, no matter where they're at around the country. And they can come to ATE, and we have the educator portion is set up so that our members can come in and talk to the educators and talk about what their needs are for the students that come out of those classes and go into the industry. What do we need from the instructors in the colleges to make sure that when those students come out, they can hit the ground running? That's why we started an apprenticeship program this last year. And we've got that all certified through the state of Washington. So we're doing everything we can to get folks into the industry and then keep them trained along the way.
Right, and that's a challenge that every shop owner is facing. We hear that everywhere that I go in the country, shop owners asking the same question: where am I going to find, my next generation of technicians? And for you educators who are watching, how much of a challenge it is to get some of your local shops to integrate with your own industry advisory councils. Well, here's a chance to come to a national event, get some really great training on current systems, keep up to date with what you're teaching your students, and really have an industry advisory council meeting on steroids, with some of the people who really do care deeply about what your needs are, and of course being able to share what their needs are to partner together to make these things happen. So that's great. What other unique things do you want to share with us about ATE, Jeff?
Well, ATE, the wonderful thing about ATE is it's all contained all in one building. We don't go off-site. We don't have 5 or 6 different places that you have to go to. Everything's centrally located. And so it makes it very simple logistically to get to classes, and exactly where everything's going to be. First-time attendees that come in, we can register. We have everybody else set up, and we can get everybody their packets and get them all set up. it typically takes us right around an hour to do 600 registrations and have them all ready to go and up in their classes, and they get their books and they get everything all taken care of. Like I said, it's the volunteers that help out. So
Sure.
we've got our systems down really well. And so the registration just runs really smooth. And we have volunteers behind the registration booth too that have been there every year. They understand it. And then we have the volunteers stand out in front after they get their packets and explain where the classes are and where they need to go and where they go for lunches and where the expo is. And so we make sure that they get the information right away. And if anybody has a question, we're there. We all wear special shirts so that they know that, that person knows what they're talking about.
Yeah. And the Doubletree Hotel, once again, the host venue, I assume.
Yes.
Right.
And it's straight across from SeaTac Airport.
Yes. So it's very easy to get there.
They have a free shuttle. You land at the airport, you pick up your bag, you go down to the where the shuttle picks you up. They take you. It takes 10 minutes to get to the hotel, and you're there. And once you're there, everything is all right there. You don't have to go anyplace else.
Yeah, and it's really a beautiful facility. So I mean, it's before, during, and after the sessions. It's a great way to spend some time after class. Go to the expo in the evening, enjoy a drink, some hors d'oeuvres, some light snacks, see what the vendors have to offer. Most importantly, and I stress this to anyone who's watching, at any national event you get the opportunity to attend, is the chance to network with like-minded individuals like yourself. If you're a technician who's trying to keep up their A game or get their A game one level higher, this is a place to do that. You're going to be able to network with techs who feel the same way you do, and you're going to be able to interact with some of the best instructors that the country has to offer to help you do that. Shop owners, same thing. A lot of challenges facing the shop owners today. Change in the characteristics of your employees, how to retain and keep good talent in your shop, how to compete today with the high technologies involved, the tooling that's required. I'm just going to throw this out there because I'm kind of preaching this everywhere I go. ADAS, big topic nowadays. A lot of challenges for shop owners that you really need to know about. This is your opportunity, again, a one-stop shop. Come to AT and say March 27th, 28th, and 29th, right, Jeff?
Yes. Yeah, and the trade show, the expo part of it is the 27th and 28th.
Yeah, so Friday, Saturday nights, right?
Yes.
Yes. For the trade show. And I'm sure there are probably displays on the equipment that you need to handle some of these new technologies right there for you to see after you've learned about it in class. Right. So it's an opportunity. And of course, oftentimes, in terms of an investment standpoint, being able to get some of these trade show deals is a good way to save yourself some money, when you're looking to add equipment to your shop to handle these challenges. So by all means, take advantage of that. But
yeah, it's really surprising how many shops we have that actually close their shops down and bring all their employees. We have one shop that has 2 locations. They're bringing 18 people to ATE.
Wow.
And, they find the value, and they do it every year. We have a group that comes out of Canada that comes down every year, and there's about 32 shops that come down out of that group.
Wow.
And we really enjoy having them. It's always great to see the guys from up north up there.
Well, it's interesting because you bring some very good points up there, Jeff. Number one, the challenges that are facing our shop owners are not unique to the United States.
No.
A lot of these challenges are global in nature, and the technologies are the same. Sometimes the nameplate might be a little bit different, and sometimes the steering wheel might be on the wrong side of the car. but the technologies that we all face are the same. And the other point that comes to mind is when these shops are being challenged with the technologies they're facing, taking the whole team. I don't know how to describe it. We used to, and we've had these discussions, right, Jeff? We've always kind of said at these events, why can't we get more of the techs out? Especially, why can't we get, and even local, why can't we get the local guys to come to training? And we always kind of blamed it on the techs, the apathy among the techs. And I honestly don't believe that's the case. I firmly believe that it's on the shop owners to have that community of excellence in their own shop that what's the word I'm looking for? You have to be a culture. That's what I'm looking for. The culture of continuing your education of your technicians. And if you're demanding that of your staff, if you're expecting that of your staff, the techs who work in these shops rise to that, enjoy that, and make more money in the process because they become more effective in dealing with the challenges they have to deal with. So the example you gave, the shop owners, they have seen the light. They're saying, okay, this is an investment in my people, in my business. We're going to shut down for a couple of days, and we're going to go to this training event, and it's going to be to the benefit of all involved. And if your shop owner is on the fence about doing something like this, certainly here I want to recommend ATE. It's absolutely a great place to do that. And there are others. I'm not going to, it's not the only one to go to. There are others. I'll give them that. But whatever way you go, this is a great opportunity for you to build your team, to set that culture, to realign, if you will, so that you can compete going forward. And again, with some of the technologies, Jeff, you've seen it. Man, if you don't keep up now, you're going to fall behind. Really.
You're going to fall behind. And the thing is that what I've seen over the course of all the years that I've been doing with ASA Northwest for 20 years now. And what I've seen is that the shops that bring all their employees, they build a team. It's a team building weekend. And when they go back to their shop the following week, they're all on the same page. And then they have meetings during lunchtime. The owners will go out and buy lunch. And then they talk about the classes and what they learned in the classes over the course of the week. And everybody from the shop is in those classes or, having lunch at the same time, and then talked about what they learned during ATE. Yeah. And the shops that are doing that, those are the ones that are so successful. I mean, I just can't believe how successful they are. They don't complain about car count. They don't complain about not having enough work. Right. They're the ones making it happen.
Yeah, and they don't have to. And I'm going to tell you again, this is another tip for you shop owners, as a technician for well over 30 years, you want to work for a shop that has that kind of culture. I mean, I, as an employee, always wanted to work for a shop that had that acknowledged that I was an important piece of that mission of that company. And if you're just treating your people as just another piece of inventory, like a lot of the old school guys still do, then you're going to lose your people, and they're going to go to work for the guys who are coming to ATE to see Jeff and his team and take advantage of that experience. Oh, so hey, to recap, Jeff, March 27th, 28th, and 29th, the Doubletree Hotel in Seattle, right? 10 minutes from the SeaTac airport, right?
Yes.
And of course, registration information, how long is early bird registration still good for?
Early bird's open until the 29th, and you can go to atetrainingexpo.com and look at all the classes and get signed up. Now, if you're outside of ASA Northwest and you're an ASA member, a national member throughout the country, you have to call into the office and we'll get you registered over the phone to go to ATE.
And guys, with the early bird registration offer, and as quickly as these classes are going to fill up and sell out, I mean, you heard Jeff, last 4 years, right, has been a sellout event.
Right.
Don't wait. Take advantage of this opportunity. Take advantage of that early bird savings. Absolutely one of the best values in training events being offered today. I'll be there, and I hope to see you in my class on Sunday, or at the very least, maybe over cocktail at the trade show. So, Jeff, thanks so much for hanging out with me this morning, and I look forward to seeing you in March up in Washington State.
Look forward to seeing you too, Pete, and thanks for having me.